Hey guys, I'm back and today we are doing another design video, and today I'm making the garden in front of my resident services. If you haven't seen my last video, I made this front entrance that you see behind me. If you are interested in that, please check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. Before we get into the build, I want to thank these kind viewers who left lovely comments on my last video. I really appreciate it, and it's what drives me to make these videos and makes me really look forward to see how people respond to it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I will continue to make these sort of things just for you guys. I've also just recently set up a Patreon, and I want to thank these names on screen for being my first 2 Patreons. I really appreciate the support. It means a lot to me, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Alright, now I'm ready. I got my hard hat, got my apron, and this is the area I'm going to be building the garden in. So let's cue the intro and we'll get straight into the build. So in this video, you're going to see me building through a time lapse, and you're going to hear my voice over the top of it because that's what a lot of people actually wanted in my last video. A lot of people commented and said that that was a good idea and they'd like to hear me talk over the time lapses instead of me talking live during normal gameplay and then it cutting to a music time lapse with no talking. So as you can see on screen sped up, this is me planning out where I want everything to go. I love to do that with my builds. I can help make sure that everything goes in the right places, everything is symmetrical how I want it, and it helps everything be organized. It's a bit of like a Minecraft habit, I guess, back from the old days when I used to play a lot of Minecraft as a kid. You'll also see me use a whole bunch of different paths. That is because I was going for a look that had the same path design or 2 or 3 path designs, but they were never touching. So as you'll see when I put down the brick or the stone next to the wood, they won't touch, but when I place a custom design over the top, they will still not touch even if the custom design is the same, and that is the unique look I was going for. I did decide I sort of wanted it to be a bright, fancy, cluttered sort of appearance like my front entrance. In the future, I'm definitely going to change it up a bit because it is very cluttered, there is a lot going on, but I know a lot of you actually liked it a lot more than I did, so I think I'm going to stick with it for this front garden and see how it turns out. So I don't want this area to really have a purpose, much like my entrance. It's going to be one of the few just simple design areas, so I want them to be a middle attraction like the fountain. Obviously it's not going to be a fountain because 2 fountains would be too many fountains. So I was thinking of putting something like a type of tree, maybe a Christmas tree of some sort or a type of statue in the middle, and I thought that would be an awesome idea. So as you see, I have laid this mossy stone texture around, and I've put the normal stone texture that I've been using, the white bricks, in these center pieces, and they don't touch, and it gives that unique sort of stepstone slash ladder effect that I like. Eventually I felt like the mossy stone was sort of too much. It was giving too much texture and would probably pull your attention away from the attractions I was going to put in the middle, such as the plants and the objects and the decorations like that. Now as you can see, I did do a lot of different shapes with the corners and the edges to try and make it look as nice as possible. I ended up settling on the thin, jagged style path. I think that looked best, and I think if I surrounded it with flowers and that, it would work well. So I've now laid it down so that all of the paths are the same. They're that white brick that I used. I still like the separation in between. I think it's really nice. And I've left some sand and dirt in the middle for where I will put down some objects and some flowers. Now as you can see, I've definitely gone straight to the shop and I've purchased a heap of decorations I want to include, including some cypress plants. I also went to the workbench, crafted up some rocks and that sort of thing. Now I've planted some shrubs and I've got my Christmas tree that I'm going to chuck in the middle. I think that's the decoration I want to put there. It looks pretty nice. I'm going to put some roses maybe, and then these stones will go on either side of these walking areas. Alright, so I've time traveled ahead and my shrubs have grown. I've also customized this park bench and I'm sitting on it and it looks pretty nice white with the bricks, much like my front entrance area. The stones look nice in the middle of the shrubs and I'm very happy with how it's turned out at the moment. Alright, so here I am. This is when I decided that I wanted it to be more like a star shape, so more symmetrical. I didn't want it to be a little thinner on the bottom, so what I've done is I've pulled it out a bit, stretched it out so it's more like a symmetrical star sort of square shape. I also decided that I wanted to put something in the corners here, maybe instead of flowers, so I tried to put these lampposts in and they really weren't working for me. I didn't like white or black, so I decided to swap them out for some of these cypress plants in pots, and I thought that they looked really nice and they added on to the natural aesthetic. My next idea in this design was to add a small area down here that will have something cool I came up with that you guys will see very shortly, and I thought I'd also put some stuff, maybe some statues over on the left and the right, so I set out little spots for them and left open this big area in the middle. Okay, now I've decided I'm going to move this little area that I've put at the front one step backwards so it's not so close to the beach. I think I prefer it that way. There's a little more room and I can surround it the entire way with my flowers of choice, the hyacinths. Now what I'm about to do here I think is pretty cool, and if any of you are interested in doing this sort of thing with your own island, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a moment, I will be uploading a video on how you can do this and some creative things you can do with this feature, and that video should come out within the same day that this video is posted ideally. So if you just watch this the second it comes out, or the minute, or like a couple hours after I've posted this, the video might not be out, but subscribe, make sure you're ready, because I will be posting it. If you're not sure how to do this, there are some easy ways you can do it, and there are some awesome things you can do with this feature. So now that I've started putting down these designs, you can see what I'm trying to do, and I think this looks awesome, and I'll make an awesome feature to the little garden out the front of my resident services in the direct middle. Now I'm going to go grab a bunch more resources, and I'm going to skip ahead and show you guys what it looks like when it is done, and then I'll let you guys know my final thoughts, what changes I made, and I might even put up a list of all the resources and everything I used in case any of you want to copy pretty similarly or like quite directly. Alright, now I'm running through my front entrance and we're about to see it for the first time. I skipped to night and here it is. This is my garden at night, my Idicus garden that I built in the front of my resident services. Now it isn't too much, it's not over the top like this area right here, but I think it is a nice cute little simple addition. You can see I've got the yellow and the white hyacinth flowers that complement my colors. Now real quickly I'm going to chuck in some of these hyacinth lamps, the orange ones. I think they look fantastic, and the orange and the yellows will go really well with the logo. But yeah, basically with the hedges and the stone walls on the side, I tried to fit that in with a similar style as my front entrance. I thought to be consistent would look best. I added in two great statues, probably my favorite art piece or statue piece in the entire game. I love them, so I'm very happy I found a place to put them. I've got the orange floor lights which add a bit of color or add something at least to the corners of this logo, and I think they look great at nighttime. In the middle I put a bonfire instead of a Christmas tree. The Christmas tree wasn't doing it for me, and at daytime it looked pretty lame. It looks like a cardboard cutout type thing. It's not very impressive, and the bonfire looks pretty good during the day and at night, and it glows orange, which matches with the aesthetic that I'm going for. I've also added some hyacinths up top, and as you can see I have my star fragment trees to add that little bit of shine and glamour at the top, and I'm really liking how this is turning out. Now remember, this is all subject to change. I mean, it's definite to change in the future. I'm not going to keep everything like this. This is sort of just placeholder until I can figure out how to do something pretty cool with all the stuff that I have. But I really enjoyed making it, and I know a lot of you are into this sort of style, so I'm not sure exactly what I used, but I'm going to go and try and count up everything, and I should, hopefully while I edit this video, I will put it up on screen right now. So if any of you want to copy exactly or similarly, or want to know everything that I used, I will put it on screen right now. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like this type of build stuff, please subscribe. I am going to be uploading a lot more stuff like this. I also upload videos on glitches, exploits, and guides in this game, and when I'm done with all this work that I've been going through in my personal life, I will be uploading a lot more. So if you're into that sort of thing, or you want to support a small YouTuber slash creator, please subscribe. I appreciate it more than anything, and it means the world. And if you want to get more involved in the community, I do have a Discord server down below. Please join there. We share all these different tips and advice, and we all help each other do certain glitches, exploits, and we love hanging out there, playing different games. We have our own Minecraft server, we play Pokemon. It's a pretty good time, so feel free to join, come hang out with us, we appreciate it. But yeah, that's about it. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like or dislike the video, I don't mind. Helpful feedback is greatly appreciated. I hope to catch you in another video, and until then, stay safe out there, and peace.